Sometime during college and then afterwards, especially during COVID, my sister actually indoctrinated me into a more leftist position. And I overcorrected a little bit. I started becoming pretty cringy as far as like, sit down and let the minorities all talk, right? Don't say anything, don't speak over them, etc. They would, it was like the whole you can't speak over Candace Owens even if she's literally a Nazi kind of thing. So I stand by that.
Wow. What an insane take. Let all the minorities talk, and even let Candace Owens, even though she's a Nazi, take. Whew. What a response you give to black people. But hey, welcome to the channel Mixed Mindset, where I, Jeremy Taylor, give you my thoughts, opinions, and commentary on all things from politics to culture. And it's my first video on the channel, so I appreciate anyone who's listening for coming. And without further ado, let's just get into it.
White liberals have a savior complex.
Well, I gotta say, this is a shock. I never expected all four of you to just come forward and admit it, but you know what? I'm happy with these results.
I just think it's a lot of people, I guess, people, of the left, whatever, can kind of fall into that trap of thinking that, black people as a monolith need to be saved as a whole.
I have no shame about it. I have a savior complex as an older brother, and I will save you whether you like it or not. So that's just me.
Well, it's definitely not, because a lot of us are really...
I will save you whether you like it or not. I mean, what makes you think that black people don't know how to save themselves? It's funny how white liberals will talk as if they're here to save black people. Me personally, I think what you're really trying to do is, when you say I'm here to save black people, you're not really saving black people. You're causing more destruction in the black person's mindset, in the black person's way of life, how the black person views other white people. And you're not saving, you're destroying. You see, you believe that as a white liberal, your life is already way better because you were taught that because you're white, you're systemically racist, you systemically have more privilege than black people. So you need to go out there and save them from themselves because black people are too dumb to understand how to make their lives better. That's what I think, and that's what I see when I hear someone like that person talk to black people. He's not talking to other white people, talking to black people who view things differently than him, that whether they like it or not, he is here to save them. They may not understand it, but they will eventually. To me, my personal opinion and my take is that you sound pretty racist to me. That's what I think. It's just my take.
Just exhausted of being viewed as our skin color, because when you have this mindset that you need to save black people and we're just sitting here minding our own business and living our lives the way we want to, I don't know why it is that people feel this immense pressure to be so apologetic and just always trying to cater and coddle to black people when we just want to be treated like everybody else. We're equal for a reason.
I think especially...
And he brings up a good point. Xavier brings up a really good point. Black people are no different from white people. The only difference is the melanin in our skin. I'm a little lighter because I'm mixed, but it all traces back to our ancestors and the genetic traits that we've gotten, that we've received, because at some point, the majority of black people lived in a certain area on the globe that they had to adapt to survive the heat, the intense heat of the area. So their skin just naturally changed. Europeans are naturally a little whiter than black people. What a shock, because in the European areas, when the majority of white people were, it's a lot more colder. It wasn't as hot. The sun wasn't beaming down your freaking skin. so you didn't have to adapt to the changes of your environment. At the end of the day, we're not aliens from another planet. We are still humans, just a different skin color. And it's insane to me that we live in a society right now where liberals will look at black people as if they're a completely new species. That is toxic. And as long as they have that mentality of black people are different, black people are a completely different species, they need to be saved because they don't understand how to live their life. They don't understand how to get a license because they don't know where to find one, apparently. They don't know where to go to the DMV. Bro, you are spitting out racism on a daily basis. It is crazy. He brings up a good point. We just want to live our lives as individuals just like you, because at the end of the day, we're all the same people, all the same humans. We all bleed the same color blood. We just have a little bit of a different skin color.
Really recently, with a lot of riot stuff that's gone on or protest stuff that's gone on, people on the left tend to infantilize a lot of different types of protesters, and especially even talking to, some of the other black content creators I do content with, when you hear a lot of progressives come out and say, well, they don't have a choice but to riot or break into this store, or, well, they're stealing, these electronics or shoes for good reasons, you just don't realize it. I think a lot of people kind of look both ways, and it's a little bit weird that there's such a complex on the left to excuse like every single possible negative behavior from somebody, as long as they're a skin color that you're kind of in charge of protecting.
To think that we are excusing violence, theft, robbery, all these things from black people, and we can't call them out. You can't call out 4 young scholars hijacked a vehicle and beat up a woman. We have to say that. We can't say 4 black young men. We say it with white guys, but once black people are involved in any criminal activity, we say 4 young men hijacked a vehicle. We all know who those men are. We all know. But if you say that they're black, you're racist. And this push on not calling things out for what they are incentivizes a lot of black people, sadly to say, to go out and rob, kill, steal, destroy. I know steal and rob are two of the same things. Literally just commit acts of criminal activity on the daily, and it's skyrocketed in the past 3 years. No one bats an eye. It's just we are excusing it simply because they're black and they don't know any better. And we need to save them. It all comes full circle with liberals and their mentality and their ideology about black people. So I agree with Destiny on this take. I don't agree with everything that he believes in, what he says any other time. But hey, he had a good one.
I find that very offensive.
Yeah.
I find
It's
it
really
extremely,
insane.
it upsets me to hear that, because we're just like you. We just have a different skin color. And to hear that you have to help me is offensive to me. I can do it on my own.
Well, we have to break down sometimes why these riots happen. MLK once said that riots are the voice of the unheard. So if you are to address the problem and stop the riots, you have to address the underlying inequality that has historically been pervasive. Even if you as individual people are doing fine and you don't want anybody else to get in the way of that, that's cool, and I'm not going to be the one to get in the way. But the disparities are undeniable.
So if you take pride,
Yeah, we have to figure out what are the causes of all of these things happening. I tell you what the causes are, my guy. Making black people believe that they're victims is the most important problem, because kids, black women, black men, young women are growing up believing that because of they're black, they are automatically less likely to be great, to do good things. So you must have that victim mentality. And what do you do as a victim? Well, you gotta have reparations. You gotta loot. You gotta steal. You gotta commit acts of violence, because this is the injustice that you've been dealt. That's the first problem. The second problem is not having parents in the household that lay the line down and be like, look, you do this, I'm gonna take my belt. I'm gonna give you something to worry about. Kindness, as I could say, discipline in the household from both parents, not just the mom while the dad's in jail, not vice versa, both parents. Okay. Third, culture. We have a culture where in music we're talking about WAP and Murder on My Mind. All these things are not good things in the black community, and it's a domino effect. It all leads to the same outcome: violence, injustice, victimhood mentality. So when you say, coming from him, we need to come to the realization that there's a bigger problem, we need to figure it out. That's what needs to be fixed. And you sitting there talking about I have a savior complex and I'm here to save you. No, you're not. Because in my eyes, if that's truly what you're trying to do is save black people from themselves, you would be out here calling about the same things I just spit out. But no, we're not talking about that. What we're talking about is how white people are the problem. The systemic racism in the system with white people. We are the problem. We are the racists. He's just acknowledging that they're racist then. What do you mean? I mean, yeah, in reality, there's always going to be racist people in the world. Black, white. Everyone can be racist to anyone. But in America, bro, it is a very low, first of all, it's a very low number of people who are truly racist in this country. Two, if they are racist, they keep to themselves nowadays. They don't go out doing a lot of crazy crap like they used to back in the day. Why? Because the moment you do even anything not racist, you get viewed as a racist and your whole life is ruined. So whether they're racist or not, first of all, they don't want their lives ruined. A lot of them don't. But it's a very small amount of people who are truly racist in this country. People die to come to this country. Why would they die to come to this country if this country is such a racist, disgusting place, oppressive place? You're going to leave one oppressive place to come to another oppressive place? What kind of logic is that? Mind-boggling. It blows my mind away. The logic is out the water, drowning in the ocean. It doesn't make any sense.
And having like a white savior complex, what is it that you think that you're doing to save black people, and what is it that you think that you're saving black people from?
I am trying to make the world a better place through whatever means I can, and
But you're doing it on the backs of us.
I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, I actually do. I feel like you want to be a savior and you're using me to make yourself feel good. That's what I'm
How am I
hearing.
hurting you?
You're not letting me have my own voice. You're not letting me speak.
How? You're speaking now?
No,
You're cutting her off.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I have to.
Yeah. Well, what's one of that?
Diversity hire.
Well, when you start with a country
Like a bribe for a vote in a
using me to make yourself feel good. That's what I'm
How
hearing.
am I hurting you?
You're not letting me have my own voice. You're not letting me speak.
How? You're speaking now?
No.
You're cutting her off.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I have to.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like I have to cut you off. Because this black woman believes that she is a conservative, you're not even listening to the words coming out of her mouth. It's going through one ear out the other. Because of that savior complex. And that savior complex is so toxic to our society. Because you believe, because you are a white person, you are above black people, so much so that I have to save you from your own destruction. Don't talk to me. Don't. I have to interrupt you because you're causing ill to yourself. You're not correct. He is not listening to anything any of the black people are saying because of his so-called savior complex. How do you think you're going to help make the society better when you're out here saying that you have to interrupt her because you don't agree with her mindset? But hey, that's all I got for this video. If you have anything to say, please comment down below, like this video, share this video. And I just want to say I appreciate you coming to view what I had to say on The Mixed Mindset. Peace.